Hi, I'm Matt from hockeyreviews.ca, and this is the Bauer Vapor 2X Pro blocker review. So this is a good blocker, but I don't know why it exists. And I mentioned that about the vapor pads, and I'll go into that here. One thing I want to point out, which is interesting to me, is how defined these little things are. Like the design in here, it's not nearly as like 3D on the pads and the catching glove, so it's weird that it's on the blocker. Okay, so talking about this blocker, fairly lightweight. Board is fairly stiff. It's like probably the second stiffest board I've ever seen behind this. And well, actually, behind the 1X too. This is a solid glove. It works. Its balance is pretty good. I find it kind of tilts a little to the outside for me, but it's lightweight. It's good. I make a ton of saves with this part too. This part's pretty stiff, not quite as stiff as the 2S and the 1S, but it's still stiff and it's solid. I have no issues with it at all. Padding everywhere is pretty good. There's pour-on in it. The palm material is super comfortable. It's Quattro. The Nash in here is super comfortable in Quattro. I love the materials they use. Everything feels really high quality. I wish this nylon wasn't white because it's getting dirty, as you can see. The finger protection solid, like really good. Puck's right there, really good. My only few complaints, well, is one, they don't have any padding on like right here, which every other company is doing now. So it'd be nice if they had put some pour on right there. And number two is, I don't know if it's just mine or this feels like it's cut way too deep. So this kind of jabs into my finger right here. It should be out a little bit more. So I don't know if that's just a mistake on my glove or what, but it is also. But the finger protection on these gloves really deserve credit because it works really well, and it doesn't get in the way like my 1X did here, where I had to cut this. Everything works fine, so I'm really big fan of that. So my point to this glove or blocker, I don't know why it exists. So when you put these side by side, they're pretty similar shape. Like the curve on the top of the board is pretty much the same. The big difference between these two is the thickness. So we put them like this, and you can see how the thickness of the Supreme is higher, or more, I should say. So it's definitely a thicker board. This one's definitely streamlined a little bit. Now here's my problem with this glove. When you stick your fingers out, you can see where like they don't come past this right here. Same on the Supreme. Basically, your hand position is identical on these two gloves, and I don't understand why. What is the point of having two gloves that are so similar that you can just interchange them and that's kind of it? I found a lot of people, goalies, who are using this glove or this marked up glove. So it looks like a 2X Pro. It's actually a 1X. So look closely at professionals using this. They won't have the binding, and it will have the 2X graphic and everything, but the sidewall will be this one and not this one. Now, the reason being, hopefully that actually shows off right here, is the hand position on this glove is much lower. So when you stick your fingers out, your fingers actually come like below the board, where this one, it looks like it's coming there. The hand position is completely different. Okay, so basically this blocker board comes up much higher on your arm, and it's really hard for me to show off. So the best I can kind of do is this. So this board comes up to about here on my arm. Hopefully this is kind of showing off. It's pretty high. You can't, like, it covers up the mole there. It's pretty far. Put this one on, and it's not even close. As you can see, like, it's nowhere near how far the 1X is. So, and again, here's the 1S. It's the same. So this is a solid blocker. It's lightweight. I just don't understand, again, why it exists, because it's basically the Supreme blocker, but slightly lighter and slightly thinner board. But it's not enough to make it a big difference. This should be the blocker that they're selling. Get rid of the binding. Have a different hand position, so it really gives people the option. CCM does it. The blockers look the same, but they have different hand positions. Vaughn has different hand position on theirs. Bauer, different hand position. This is a great glove. Just put the hand higher up. Put the fingers like lower down so this comes higher up, and then you have a more reason to have this either flatter or more flared. So yeah, I don't get why this exists. It should be the 1X hand position, and they kind of made it the Supreme one, which is pretty disappointing. Rebounds on this are super hot. They're not as hot as Supreme, but they're so close that it's almost it's not that big of a difference. The only glove that's been close to this, so these are all very close to each other in my opinion. The only one that's like even close, is even in the same realm, is my JRZ blocker, which has a thickened plastic board in it. I got that as an option because I want those big rebounds. So that's my cat that you can probably hear. But anyways, thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully it was helpful. Remember to subscribe to me on YouTube. Like this video. Hit the bell icon on YouTube so you get notified of when I make a new video and have new content. Remember to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Links are in the description. I make small kind of content there. So that's like not big enough for YouTube, but I think it's still pretty helpful. Remember to tell a company, if you ever buy a piece of gear because of one of my videos, it helps me get on their radar so I can do gear reviews like this and talk about gear. So thank you very much for watching, and check out the other pieces of this equipment in the description. And yeah, take it easy.